You're teeing off at 8 and you're still on the train. Suddenly you realize you missed the game. It's just a question of time.
Hi, welcome to Sercout channel. And today I'm going to show you how to apply for a firearm certificate and a shotgun certificate. So I'm just going to show you the steps that I'll have to take to have the both certificates so I can carry guns and ammunition and all that stuff. So let's go. He was a bit surprised. He was just like, firearms and shotguns? Yes.
Now here is the paperwork for the certificate of firearms and shotgun. So let's go through it. We need to see some papers. So, papers. For firearm certificate, first you have a brief guide, some explanation and a part that you need to read. This is the first page. Plenty to write, as you can see, so you have to take your time doing this. Back part. Paper for your two reference. They will have to know you for 2 years. Then for shotgun certificate. Of course now they say as well you can do it online, but I still prefer to try. This one is the important paper and you need to read careful before you start filling. Then about your photography, you need to be really careful with your photography as well, because you will need 4 photographies. Plenty to read and plenty to write as well. All your details. And that's it. Now I have Sergio here to give me some support because I don't manage to do this by myself. I try to. And first part of the application form is my personal details. You don't need to see that. It's just normal stuff, dress, phone number. And I don't know. The inside is give me some help.
So, for the second stage, you have, when you open the form, has straight away a question for you to give details of firearms in your possession. As you're going to apply, I suppose you have no firearms at all, so you just have to write no, none, that's it. And then comes the time of asking you what type of firearms you are applying for. In this case, Armando here is applying for a .22 air rifle, FAC, and a .22 sound moderator. She also applying for a .22 rimfire and a .22 sound moderator for the rimfire. Also for a 17 HMR and a 17 HMR sound moderator, 243 bolt action centerfire and a 243 sound moderator for the bolt action centerfire. Some places are different, and I know down in England can be a bit tougher. So I heard, I don't know, and probably firearms officers depends. We are quite lucky because my firearms officer is a quite,
Nice guy.
He's a nice guy. So, and it was what I come across. If you're going to apply for your firearm certificate, a tip I say is apply for more things as you can. Of course, with a reason. We actually have a quite large bolt. Don't apply for 5 rifles if in your bolt just fits 2. Doesn't work like that. your bolt has to fit 5 rifles if you want to apply for 5 rifles. So what I'm saying is, if you apply the first time for most things as you can, don't have to do later on to apply for a different caliber, and you have to pay every time you do that. So is why Armand's applying for the same things I have in my certificate as well, so we can both share the guns. Just next to you have to put the caliber, the rifle you are applying for, and then next the reason. Reason being vermin control and ground game. And then next to it, the place where you're going to shoot. Another thing you have to keep in mind is when you write the place where you're going to shoot, but also underneath write and everywhere where invited. That is important, because if you don't put that down, you are just able to shoot that firearms in the permission you give. So if you put down and wherever I'm invited to, you can shoot when you are invited, so you can carry your rifles around. Next stage is the ammunition you can have, or you can buy. Armand is applying for have at any one time 600 rounds of 2.2, 300 rounds at 17 HMR, and 100 rounds of 243. And she can buy
maximum amount
at any time 500 of 2.2, 200 of 17 HMR, and 50 of 243. And then next, the part E, again, you need 2 referees. For the firearms, you need 2 referees. If you're applying just for a shotgun, you need 1 referee. As you're going to apply for both, you're going to need 2 referees. So firearms, that's it. It's pretty much done.
And then on the shotgun certificate, the first page of the application is
again
the same. Details, all your details, personal details.
Here in the shotgun is where it asks you, give details where the location which the shotgun concerned are to be stored, including details of certificate holders sharing the store facilities. That is where you're going to say where you're going to keep your shotguns, or in this case you're going to keep everything. And she wrote like the safe location for the shotgun will be a cupboard where the gun cabinet is bolted to the fabric of the building and away from any visitors of the house. And then underneath she puts my details, because she's going to share the guns with me. And also you're going to need, in this case,
8 photos. I thought it was 4.
That is
so
4 for each. Which 4 photos, 2 of the photos will have to be signed by her, and another 2, 1 signed for one of the referees, and the second signed for the second referee.
Also, and on not just the signature of the referee, but you have to write it down. I certify that this is a current true likeness of Armand Teixeira. Oh, that's my real name. Oh my god.
So, and then in the application form,
he already had the guns, the ammunition, all the big stuff that it's more difficult to do. He already has it. So I'm really keen that it won't be difficult for me to have my certificate, I think. So I'm really excited.
Normally all depends on the. Up here is about 3 weeks. As soon as you hand in your application form, about 3 weeks you get contact by your firearms certificate officer, and you're gonna ask you some questions. Then he will meet you in your house, and you're gonna talk to you. Is what he does. Talk to you to make sure what type of person you are. And it doesn't come in well, at least our officer, or my officer at the time, doesn't come in and, right, what are you doing with rifles? Nothing like that. It was just, it was really, really nice. Just sit for a shot, and we've been talking for a long time, and that was the meaning of it, because I think what you want to know is the way you really are. So, hopefully...
It's his work.
It's work, yes, that's it. And you're going to check the gun cabinet. You're going to give him a shake. If he moves, you're done. You don't get it. You're going to go home, and you're going to tell him to fix the bolt, because it has to be really secure. And you're going to need one bolt for the rifles and one bolt for the ammunition, and separate. You have to keep things separated. So pretty much that's it. And now you're going to grab the paperwork, and you're going to send them to the police and pay £60. £60 for both together. £50 for each independent. So
it's a good deal.
So if you go apply for a shotgun certificate, why not apply for both at the same time? Ask as most of the rifles as you can, of course, with the reason, and pay £60, and the job is done. So
okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Chop chop.
Hi. She got a new pair of boots.
I need to try them on.
You're teeing all fatty, and you're still on that train. Suddenly you realize you missed the game. It's just a question of time. It's just a question of time. The days go by, the nights go by, the rent gets high.